Hello, my name is Rosina Esposito, and I am a student at Susquehanna University. Today I will be reading you a story called Last Stop on Market Street. The words are by Matt de la Peña, and the pictures are by Christian Robinson. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. I want you to stop and think, when you step outside, what does the air smell like to you? He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" "Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire and old Mr. Dennis who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the door swung open. "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear, placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. "I want you to stop and think how CJ is feeling. If you thought of him feeling left out, you're right. He's feeling left out because he does not have a car like his friends do. Can you think of a time when you felt like you were left out?" The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. "How come we always got to go here after church?" CJ asked. "Miguel and Colby never have to go anywhere." A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." I want you to stop, and I want you to think what Nana means when she says people watch the world with their ears. If you're thinking about a person not being able to see, you are correct. The man in this story is blind, meaning that he cannot see, but he can hear the things going on in the world around him. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on back and stood in the back. "Sure wish I had one of those," he said. Nana set down her knitting. "What for? You got a real live thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song?" CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. "To feel the magic of music," the blind man whispered. "I'd like to close my eyes." Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. Now I want you to close your eyes and try to visualize or paint a picture in your mind like CJ did when the music was playing. Just a few more pages and then we can move on to our activity. The song ended and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. "Last stop on Market Street," Mr. Dennis called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti-tagged windows, and boarded-up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. "How come it's always so dirty over here?" She smiled and pointed to the sky. "Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what is beautiful." Question before we move on to our activity. It is, how do you think CJ and his Nana are feeling at the end of the book? Materials that you will need is a piece of paper and some crayons or markers or anything that you can draw and color with. What you're going to do is you're going to create a picture to help you remember the story that we just finished up reading, and below is an example